It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast with Kyle.
Then 758's going to roll around, and I'll come back out there with my new SBP costume on.
Mm-hmm. Change into a t-shirt that just has a picture of a space bar on it that says SBP. I say, hey, everybody, I'm back!
And maybe, you know what, we got a year to plan this. So maybe now I'm thinking we have installed like an oversized space bar that is connected to your actual space bar or something.
And Steve.
So that way, you know what I can bring back out to raucous applause?
Sledge-o-matic.
The Sledge-o-matic, Steve. And it turns out that the oversized space bar is also a fruit, and I'm going to smash that as well.
Oh, no. It'll be like that TV show, Is It Cake?
Oh, yes.
So we have to get an electronic cake space bar that is also tied into my computer.
Now, here they are, two guys who are living in style, Steve and Kyle.
Now, I know the internet, it's all about hyperbole, the best, the greatest, the most wonderful. I don't really like speaking in absolutes like that. Mm-hmm. But that's our best idea ever.
It's definitely on, like, the Mount Rushmore of our good ideas.
It's on the Mount Rushmore of ideas.
Yeah. And it always amazes me how when I leave here, how I get so excited about what the outside world and normal people would look at and say, hey, that's a really stupid thing you talked about today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not out of the question. It's actually more likely than not that when you leave here, it's usually a couple hours later.
Yeah.
I'll get a text from you that just kind of recaps what we talked about.
Yeah.
Where you'll say, like, just in case you forgot, we talked about A, B, and C.
Yeah.
And I'll say, yeah, sounds right. All right.
It's trying to explain to significant other.
No, I don't get it.
Like last week that I was waiting for an email from a digital marketing company, but not for anything digital, because we wanted our faces on a bus bench or the back of a receipt.
I forgot about that.
Somewhere else.
Okay.
So when you find out that people don't share that excitement about the idea of your and I's face being on, again, a bus bench or the back of a receipt at a Piggly Wiggly in Dubuque.
Are you telling me that, do we have some kind of announcement?
I wish.
No.
Because I didn't get an email.
Your email went unanswered.
It went to a phone call.
Oh,
where I was at work. So I didn't want to answer because I didn't want to be given a pitch. Because also, the way this thing goes is this is a cockamamie plan that you and I have.
Right.
Without a lot of details.
Yeah, in case you didn't hear, you had gone to the local grocery store last week and just happened to flip the receipt over and see that you could advertise on the back of receipts. And we thought, well, that is just up our alley. Yeah. That is something that's very in line with what we do. Billboards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because we talked about, we tried the modern way, right? You and I, we paid for a little social media. This was like 5 years ago. We spent like $20 total, and it didn't put us in the pantheon of top listened to podcasts, so we abandoned it.
Yeah. That was one of those things where as soon as I clicked enter on the, purchase this advertising campaign now.
Yeah.
Basically, they guarantee you a certain amount of clicks or views or whatever. And a little, almost look at it like the little clock pops up and it goes zoop, and the hand goes completely around the clock to fill up. And then it says, okay, you've reached your maximum allotted amount of views. Huh?
How about those rewards? Thanks for the cash.
I think I refreshed and we had actually lost a couple of likes or views. Like, how does that happen? They don't go backwards.
They're
like, we've checked. We scoured the whole internet.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you.
Yeah, so we're trying to bring back the old ways of advertising. So there was a coupon on the back of a receipt. So I had sent the cursory info request email via that contact website. And
how much was the coupon for, by the way?
It was $100 off.
$100
Which is already putting me in a price range that I don't feel comfortable discussing about receipts.
Yeah, if it's $100 off, then it's like minimum $1,000, right?
I would think, yeah. And I'm in my own head because if we're going to be on the back of a receipt or a bus bench, we have to figure out how to create a QR code or something for our podcast so people can access it.
No problem. I think there are websites where you go to and you just say, build me a QR code, and it spits one out.
Job's half done. So when I got a voicemail, because I got a number that was suspected spam in the middle of the workday this week, so I didn't answer.
Those are the people that we're waiting for.
Turns out that was the one. And it was a guy who left a voicemail saying, I already forgot his name and whatever.
Slipknot Joe, the billboard man?
Yes. But he was from Michigan, which I can pretty safely say, I'm assuming they used the contact info I provided, whatever, to give you someone local, because 99 times out of 100, a local business, Tim and Bill, the slip and fall injury guys, break your foot, we'll break their banks, right?
Does anyone have any slip and fall lawyers have a phrase like that? A tagline like that?
Well, now we need to trademark that. What was it? Break your bones, we'll break their bank. Is that what I just said?
Yeah. But the font has to look like bones.
Well, I figure the word bank is going to be like a piggy bank. And
obviously.
And the break your bones will be in that white bone font with the word break being half cracked.
We are just all over the place this morning.
Yeah, break your bones will break the bank. I don't see anything, so verbal trademark. Verbal trademark. So I'm assuming they're calling from Michigan, assuming that everybody would want to advertise wherever their business is. Well, the good thing with this podcast, Steve, is we're worldwide.
That's right. Yeah,
we've got big listeners over in Okinawa. We've got. We are absolutely across this planet. So, Michigan's not big enough. It's got to be like Dubuque, like we've talked about. Right?
Funny enough, that's like the third time in my personal life that Dubuque has come up in the last week.
Oh, no.
Because as you know, my wife, a former Dubuquean.
Former Dubuquean? I know it goes Iowan,
yeah.
But if you want to get more particular, Dubuquer?
We're going to need our Dubuque contingency to check in.
I gotta tell you, saying Dubuquer almost makes it seem like it's a rate, like an aggressive slur. Yeah, you would do that, you Dubuquer.
Oh, see, for me, it sounds like vomit.
Oh, no, you're also correct, which, I would assume based on, experience, Annette would probably say, yeah.
Yeah, she was probably much more into vomiting back then because that was early to mid 20s. She's a party girl.
City of Dubuque, Iowa is named after Julian Dubuque, a French-Canadian pioneer, the first European to settle in the area. Therefore, it's the name of the city's namesake. Okay. No internet answer, so maybe you and I are breaking new ground today. And labeling the Dubuqueites. So I don't know if Dubuque, Iowa came up in my life one time before 2 years ago when we found out that Annette had moved there for a relationship, I believe. And
it was a job. She worked there. Yeah, she worked there for 2 years. She was a teacher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was a music teacher.
Okay.
For 2 years.
So not like a school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like a music academy or something like that, where kids who really wanted to do music. Because a music teacher at a public school or private school, doesn't matter, seems, of the elementary school teaching job, seems to be the one that would suck your joy out. Because
I think that's fairly accurate. I mean, at least in her case.
Did you like music class when you were an elementary student, Steve, back in the 1990s?
No, I did not. I was not a musical person at all. My family, we're not forming a family band or anything. None of us have any musical talent whatsoever.
And so it sounds miserable to the teachers' ears, who are presumably musically tuned.
I remember when I was in elementary school, by default, you went to music class. I don't know if it was once a week, once a day, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. But that was like before you had separate classes than your fellow students. Back in elementary school, it would be like, okay, today's the day for gym. So the entire class gets up, goes to gym. The entire class goes to music. The entire class goes to art. Mm-hmm. Somehow, young elementary Steve found the loophole that no other student had ever found. And I was like, I'm going to opt out of music class. I was the only one that decided I don't want to be a part of music class.
So how does a 7-year-old figure out an opt-out clause?
I don't know. But I have a very vague memory of just sitting in a classroom by myself, like coloring, while the rest of the class was down the hall in music class, Mrs. Dash's music class, because I decided I did not want to do it.
So what did you?
And they were just like, okay, I guess that, he figured it out. That was like, it was my Goodwill Hunting moment.
Yeah, where did this go to, like, the Board of Education? Little Steve, 6 years old, clip-on tie, going in front of the board, answering questions at a public meeting one night because, no, I will not play the recorder.
Yeah, like the teacher said, okay, time for music class. And I stood up and I said, according to Clause 6, paragraph 4, I do not have to take music class. I will stay right here. Thank you very much.
In the pantheon, then, of history books, if I were to go to Cinnaminson, New Jersey today.
Yeah, this is New Albany School.
New Albany School.
New Albany Elementary School.
In the New Jersey area. And I flipped to page, 8 in the history books.
Yeah.
It'd probably mention, like, there was a lady named Rosa Parks and whatever. Public transit. Cool. Yep. But then page 11 through, like, 60.
Oh, that's a lot of pages.
Do you think that's the history and recap of the boy who changed public education music forever?
I don't know if I'd have quite 49 pages.
You don't think there's 49 pages worth of this tale?
I'm sure that there's at least a couple dozen, though.
Well, I just gave Rosa Parks 3. That's page 8 through 10 or so.
Yeah.
And I want you to take over. I figure you got a couple of chapters to really... You blazed new trails then.
Yeah, when everyone else sat down, I stood up. And I said, no, I'm not gonna deal with this.
Yeah, I mean, what's harder? Like, when you look back at history, what's harder? Not standing up, Rosa Parks. I'm going to stay seated.
I don't feel comfortable with this comparison. Not at all.
Or in Steve's honor.
No, I feel as though these are different, very, very different circumstances.
I know we were talking about it before recording. You said, how much of a trailblazer you were. Steve, you stood up for a cause.
In my life, that is one time I remember standing up for my cause. I did not want to be in music class. I wanted nothing to do with music class. I don't know why I took such a hard stance on it. I mean, I look at it now and I'm like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
That would be great to have some kind of musical ability. Yeah, I would love to be able to, play the harmonica.
Sure.
I imagine how cool it would be if 43, almost 44-year-old me busted out a recorder and played some hot cross buns sitting around at the campfire.
Would it be cool? Boy, you're certainly on the scent of something. I mean, I don't know if I would say your nose is on the right trail there. But it's funny you mentioned how cool it would be for a guy your age to have that ability, because I took my dogs for a walk last night. And, street away and a corner away, there was a couple out with around a fire in their driveway.
Yeah.
And it looks like they had either had friends or one of the neighbors, which seems like a foreign concept, over as well. And I heard them talking as we're walking past with the dogs. And I overheard one of the people make a joke about, well, fine, just play Pink Pony Club then. Ha ha ha. And so they laugh. And I'm like, oh, they've got a speaker, their phone, whatever. And by the way, if you're dogging Pink Pony Club, you don't know good music.
I think Pink Pony Club is a fantastic song.
And just to show my age, didn't know about it until like 3 months ago. And the only reason I heard about it is because someone did a parody song on a podcast I listened to. And I thought, what is that a parody of? I should seek this out. So if you're looking for the hot button issues, I'm not your man.
No.
So I overheard them say that. And I thought, okay, they're just going to fire up a speaker. I mean, glad they're not my neighbor. I'd be sitting there grumbling about the noise, whatever. It's 9 o'clock at night. What are we doing?
It's almost dark.
9 o'clock the day before the Lord's Day.
It's the day before.
It's Eve.
It's prep day for the Lord's Day.
In this town, yes. So I come up, and as I round the corner, I think, oh no, this is happening. Because now I know, what I didn't say was, I know the person who lives at this house.
Mm-hmm.
Would not say we're friends.
No.
But we went to high school.
Look, I mean, there are not a lot of people that you would consider a friend. Are we did determine that we were friends, right?
I think we took a
couple
test.
Years ago.
I think we took a test, and I forget. Boy, I think the results were ambiguous.
After knowing each other for, at this point,
15 years.
15 years.
Yeah, 15 years we've reached.
We're not sure if we're friends yet.
It's
so
up for
it's
debate.
safe to assume
that
a person that lives somewhat near you, not a friend.
Yeah. Well, the only reason this one might be different is because I went to 6-8 years of school with this person. I graduated high school with him, and his last name is also the same letter as my last name, so you know how that goes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, so
when you're at events.
Sat next to him in homeroom. Yeah, your name was called right before or right after him at graduation.
Not even friends on social media.
Okay.
So he knows who I am. I know who he is. Wave, acknowledge each other by first name. If he's out when we're walking dogs, whatever.
I'm surprised you waved.
Not my favorite.
I would have thought that you did the old turn your head the other way.
Yeah.
Fake phone call.
Yeah.
Or just blatantly ignore.
Well, listen, I can't be more clear with him. I mean, he's offered plenty of times too, and we're walking. Like, oh, hey, you can throw that bag of dog poop in the trash can. I'm like, no, I'd rather keep it. I don't know why. I feel like that's a boundary I don't need to cross.
It seems like
I don't need to make that a thing to where I'm like, oh, thanks for letting me use your I mean, they have dogs there too, so obviously it's not like the only thing.
Safe to say you're a cautious friend maker?
I'm a cautious conversation maker.
So he could say, you can throw your dog poop in our garbage can.
Yeah.
Say, nope, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
Like you'd eat it before you became friends with them.
I was just about to jam it in my own pocket. Absolutely. I would say
No, I shoved my dog's poop up my butt.
I reuse it. I wouldn't consider myself a cautious friend maker. I would consider myself a cautious conversation maker. I don't want to talk to people just in general.
Got it.
Maybe that's why it comes. I come here and it just feels like it's a wave of stuff coming out.
This is your outlet. Once a week, you get to open your mouth, barf out all the things you've wanted to say for the previous 168 hours.
Yeah. And let it loose and then keep the trap shut for another week.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm rounding the corner, they make that joke and I hear one guy. I hear the first few dulcet tones of a guitar. And just sitting on this bag chair, this guy starts unleashing Bob Seger's Turn the Page.
Oh.
And I thought, and again, this is funny that this came up that, you were actively avoiding music class as a young guy, but, today you want to get a recorder to impress somebody. Which, by the way, the people in your life who that would impress, would it be like the somewhat music savant who you live with upstairs? Would the recorder impress Annette?
Dude, I would have to do so much more to impress her.
No kidding.
In any way. I don't think she's impressed by one thing that I do.
No. I mean, I don't know. You might be underselling. I mean, you're a week removed from, her seeing you take the stage with the coworkers in front of, hundreds, thousand people cheering, clapping, chanting
hundreds
your name,
of thousands of people
cheering and chanting your name. As you were on the stage.
Take it off.
Right,
I'm not going to take it off.
Not
I can't.
this time.
Jeez.
I think that there was probably a level of whether it be pride or, hey, look, they can do something. You know, that type of acknowledgement.
No.
But yeah, no, I would agree with you. If you came home with a recorder and started playing When the Saints Go Marching In, I don't think your former music employee, music teacher wife would be impressed. You would only isolate your family from you because the sounds of a recorder are miserable.
Oh, they're not good.
They're terrible.
I can't think of an instrument that sounds worse.
No.
Maybe put it on the poll. Is there an instrument that sounds worse than the recorder?
Pay for it too. Jeez, oh, Pete.
Yeah, that's true. I bet you... Hold on. You're talking to Marketplace Steve over here.
Yeah, can you find us a couple recorders and you and I can... maybe we can...
Done. $10, $5, $5. Oh, look, a Yamaha recorder with a rhythm band neck strap. Oh,
no,
God.
No, because I don't want to pick that up from the loser who neck strapped a recorder and have to talk about our plans about making fun of people with recorders with these recorders.
You have to be impressed, by the way, though, with how quickly I pulled up.
That was very... Well, I mean, I'm assuming...
I always have Marketplace
I was going to
open.
say, I know at this point you have to have that fully operational 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Rain, shine, sleep, awake, it doesn't matter because you need to be on call for the big sale.
Yeah.
So
look at this. We got a translucent green Yamaha recorder.
Okay. Huh.
We got okay, that's just your standard black recorder, $10.
That idiot on the right's already come down $2. You know we could
it's a couple miles to drive though. Look,
haggle them down.
This red/pink one for $5.
Look at that.
In our hometown, in my hometown, and that's translucent too, I believe. Let's see. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
See right through that thing.
Like new pink recorder, only used 1 year. Oh, that's so just as we look at that.
Oh, hey, hold on.
I'm
getting messages popping up.
That is a year's worth of kids' spit lining that translucent pink recorder, which, by the way, if you just crop that photo and posted it to our social media, okay, no, whatever the thing around it, no description, that's a sex toy.
Okay.
Right? Like that. You look at that in passing.
Yeah.
Posted with no description, no prior knowledge that Steve and I are searching out elementary school musical instruments. And people are going to go, what are these two yahoos posting?
Yeah, sex toy.
Yes, exactly. So
we are so all over the place today.
Yeah, this is bad. Let me wrap up this story about the idiot playing the guitar.
And then we'll get back to Dubuque.
And then before that...
the other thing.
Yeah, well, before that, we got to get back to the bus bench ads.
Natural progression.
So I round the corner, and let me tell you, this is a guy. So I know the one person in this driveway, not the one singing, is my age, and I'm 38.
Okay, so again,
we graduated.
Beginning of Turn the Page. I'm trying to think.
On a long and lonesome highway east of Omaha.
Highway.
That's about all I got before I turned my podcast back on and louder.
Really, you're not a fan of Turn the Page?
Love Turn the Page.
Okay,
when Bob Seger's singing it.
Love
Turn the Page.
Gotcha. So you're not a fan of them being fans of Bob Seger enough where they sing.
Love Turn the Page.
Okay,
when Metallica's singing it.
Yeah, Metallica, very good version of it too.
Don't love Turn the Page when idiot who practiced guitar for a few years, 15 years ago or whatever, of all of the songs, Steve. Because I believe we may have even talked about this years ago. It was probably referenced how, I don't think it was you, but you like the image of, probably high school, group of guys, group of girls, and one guy's learned the guitar. So they're on the beach around a fire and they're trying to play the guitar because obviously you're trying to impress the women.
Yeah.
Right? I believe you may have told a tale about that.
Probably, yeah. That sounds...
And you weren't the guitarsman.
No.
You were the blowing the hair out of your eyes guy.
Right, yeah. Exactly. I probably had my my BMX bike with me. Hey, you ever seen someone do a tabletop?
Dang it. Tom's here with the guitar. There's no way Lisa's going to see me now.
I thought I was the cool one.
Sure. And so this sounded miserable.
Oh, so he was not good. Man, that's
That's not the song you pick as like, and I'm not saying it has to be a starter song, but if you were going to start diving into like first of all, it's like 7 minutes long. Yeah. So you've got 3 other people around a bonfire. And again, it's a resident. This isn't a campfire out in the woods with your, camping with your family. It's a neighborhood. Mm-hmm. It's like a 7-minute song. Is he going to play the big solo? But it sounded terrible. And I actually got home and told Katie, I said, "You're not going to believe this. There's some a-hole playing the guitar in his driveway. Who is he trying to impress? Just turn on a speaker, play music from your phone, and shut up."
Yeah. I mean, unless you're good. If you're good, then you can get away with it. But I think you can't. If you're good enough, you don't need the backing track, which is the original. Mm-hmm. You just need to be able to play on your own, no speaker, nothing like that.
But just because I know the words to a song does not mean that that's something that should be done out in public.
No.
Okay? At our age, you're almost 40. Well, they might. I don't know the age of this person because I'm assuming Ferrando would be close-ish in age.
Yep.
Can you have that type of hobby when you're almost 40 if you're not a musician?
Playing music? Like
being a guitarsman. Like carrying around your guitar to places, right? Because let's say
I think it's very limited where you can take your guitar. I think it's bonfire, open mic night. Mm-hmm.
But even then, you're already up against the greats. I'm looking at you in the vein of Weird Al. Are you going to do better than him? Then don't do it at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty limited. You don't want to be, like, if you're going to a gig, obviously. But if you're amateur guitarsman, you're not going to a gig. Nobody's hiring you. Nobody's paying to see you. Yeah, it's bonfire and open mic night. That's it.
I'll say right now that if I were to go to, let's say tomorrow, you invite me, you say, hey, it's a big bash, a big gathering over here at the Steve house.
Yeah.
The estate, come on by.
By the way, there's like 5 more houses for sale.
Is it really?
In the neighborhood than last week.
Send me some
There's
links.
one. I mean, we talked about the one that is 3 houses away.
Yeah.
There's one about 2 more houses the opposite way.
Okay. Send me those links.
I got you covered. Sorry.
If
checking out right now, going on to Zillow.
If you invited me tomorrow, me and Katie, and you said, hey guys, come on over. We're having a big party. There's going to be about, all of our friends. Mm-hmm. It's an adult thing. 20, 30 people here. All these couples are coming. People you know, people you don't know. It's going to be a riot.
Leave the Rugrats at home.
Yeah. Okay. Bring yourself something to drink. Come have a ball.
Maybe and
Katie and I show up. Mm-hmm. And again, it's people we don't know. So we come in the house and I see somebody else you've invited is in the corner with their significant other. Mm-hmm. And they got a guitar slinged around their back.
And they're doing that thing where they tune it. Like, ding. Well, is that an A or a D flat?
You're getting a 180 and you're hearing screeching tires. Oh, yes!
It's time.
Time to make some money.
Time to make some cash.
All right, Steve, I figure this is my half-cocked idea. Figure you and I walk over there kind of at random. I'm not saying close your eyes, but, because we've already seen the box. Mm-hmm. Reach in there, grab something at random, and we'll do our very best to sell it to the podcast public at this point. Mm-hmm. Because so far, the returns on our $90 mystery box investment, Steve?
Let me, let's go and tally this all up.
Let's refresh that total.
It looks like it has been 0.
That's right, folks. We are our current status, $90 in, is -90.
We're still fighting to get back into the black.
We are. And by getting the black, we mean make a sale.
If somebody wants to just buy the whole lot out from us, what would you price that at?
$91.
Well, plus shipping, because we're not eating the shipping.
Yeah, yeah. I would say we're not shipping. I would say that you are coming to get it, but again, that's at a public space. Well, we're just going to kind of drop it in a parking lot.
Yeah, you'll meet at the radio station for the side gig.
Perfect. $91 to ensure that Steve and I turn a profit, which then we can then in turn justify.
Let's go like 96 because, I mean, there's some... Look, I'm going out of my way to deliver this for you.
True. So that includes the $6 drop-off fee, $5 drop-off fee for Steve, and it ensures our $1 profit.
Mm-hmm. And again, I'm dropping that in the middle of the sidewalk and leaving.
Prefer it if you're like on a phone call while you're getting these boxes. That way you don't have to converse with Steve.
Don't want to interact.
But let me kick us off here, Steve, and let me see
what do we got?
What I can sell today. Yeah, dig in here. Oh boy, there's some big bags.
Yeah.
Some boxes. I'm gonna go to the bottom. You know, the stuff that really gets.
Yeah, the good stuff. The heavy stuff sinks to the bottom.
I got something very small.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
I don't even know if I know what it is. What is that?
Oh baby.
Okay, it's in one of those nondescript Amazon like envelopes that has the tearaway part, but then also has the little Ziploc type bag on it.
Let me ask you something, Steve.
What do we got?
Do you like the holiday season?
Oh, I love the holiday season, of course. And this is what better time than early May to start prepping for the holidays?
You put a tree up.
Yeah, of course.
A whole lot.
Yeah,
Kids.
Whole deal.
You know,
whole
guys
deal.
sing "Oh Christmas Tree" as you put the star on top. The angel. How about a new edition?
Oh, I love it.
Huh? How about... Oh, hang on, that's not tied.
Did you already break it?
How about a new addition to that holy tree that you put up every year? With a piano ornament.
Oh, it's a piano ornament shaped like a heart.
And I know what you're thinking. Well, it's probably shaped like a piano, maybe with some keys you can depress. But Steve, as you said, you're wrong. It's shaped like a heart.
Yeah.
This is only for those very distinct, exclusive piano lovers.
Yeah.
Do you need the piano close to your heart?
Ooh.
Do you never want the piano too far away? Do you want people who come to your house around the holiday season to think, huh, that's a unique ornament?
I wonder if they play the piano. I don't see a piano. I've never heard them talk about the piano.
Tired of having too many personal and meaningful ornaments on your tree? Add this heart-shaped piano with music notes to your collection today.
How much, Kyle?
Steve, I think today only, we'd let this beauty go. Now, this is...
I mean, look, I would pay $49.99 for that
Steve,
ornament.
I wouldn't do that to you today because listen to this. This is not plastic. This
is a nondescript material.
Nondescript metal. Health and safety not guaranteed.
Yeah, that's one of those things that it has like a Prop 65 warning for California.
Yeah, well, lucky for us, not made in California with all those hippie losers. This looks to have been made in China.
Okay.
Tariff-free today only.
Yeah, we got that in right before the tariffs.
Today only. We will sell you this beautiful, nondescript, possibly non-toxic piano heart ornament.
How much?
$5. Whew. I'll ship it to you for $7 total.
Oh, okay. I was going to say 7 including.
$7
okay.
total.
All right. Do you mind if I
No,
dig into
please.
the...
Oh, my God, Steve.
Okay.
We've got so much crap that, by the way, the deal is if you pick out a piece of clothing, you try it on to model it. I know that wasn't talked about before this bit or before the podcast or anything, but if you pick a piece of clothing, it's your responsibility to try it on and model it for the listening audience. Boy, there's some good stuff in there, huh?
Oh, boy. I just don't know what to go with.
Again, current returns on these 2 mystery boxes of $0.
All right.
I can tell you, I think I'm going to sell that.
Are you?
Yeah. I think today's the day.
Okay. Oh. Kyle, I got a question for you.
What is it, Steve?
Do you like Christmas? Do you like the holidays?
Steve, you know I love the holiday season.
Well, I got some good news for you. In this package right here, I have...
That's an awful big package, Steve.
It sure is. I got some decorations that I don't want to take out of this bag because it's one of those things that once it comes out, you know it's not going back in. It looks like some kind of Christmas tree decorations where they're all... Oh, okay. All of the little ornaments are strung together with some twine. Look, you got little Santa Claus suits. You got a jingle ball.
And are those ornaments, or is that meant to like make your own?
I think you make your own like
garland type.
Yeah,
is that what you call it?
Sure. We're doing a terrible job explaining this. They're little,
about 40 pieces of wood.
It's actually 38 pieces.
38 total pieces of wood, and these wood are going to be different pictures. You want a candy cane? You got it. How about a Santa suit? How about an ornament?
These
are the beautiful shapes of the holiday season for you and yours. I really can't believe we ended up picking up 2 holiday season items in the month of May.
God, I'm so bad at describing this stuff. Let's see.
Do you also need a 20-foot length of twine? That might be the sales pitch.
Okay, they call this a 38-piece mini Christmas ornament. Wooden Christmas hanging for mini tree decoration, small Christmas ornaments, resin miniatures for craft Christmas decor, 38 pieces.
You heard it, folks. Hard to get it better described than that.
Boy, it looks like now they don't have this exact one available right now. Probably.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sold out, you mean?
Yes. Hard to come by?
Difficult to find? Listen, do you like making memories with your family around the holiday season, or do you like being a real butthole who just makes the holidays miserable for you and yours?
I'll tell you what, I found a 36-piece mini resin.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we poor?
So
How many was ours?
38.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I think that let's see, a 36-piece goes for $8.99. So I think a 38-piece, obviously more than that. I'm going to do this. How much would you pay for this, Kyle?
For that?
Yeah.
I mean, again, you told me it's sold out, and I love making family memories around the holiday season. I'd pay $29.99.
Oh, geez. What a big dummy you are, because for today only, you can get this for $11.99.
That's right, folks. 12. You know what, Steve? I want to sit here as your trading partner today and say, I don't think that's good enough.
No?
Can you, for our listeners, today only, you cut them a deal?
See what I can do.
Do you think we could get down? Forget that's 38 pieces.
39 if you count the string.
That's a lot of wood or resin, however you want to describe it. You can come down to $10?
I could do 10.
$10. Right. Folks, this is not going to happen again.
Carefully place this back in the box. You want to go one more round?
Let me grab one more object, because I feel like again, even though you and I know, because we're smart people, this is the third best time to prepare for your holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't had to talk about your holiday lights this year because you went and stole the bit from us for eternity by installing forever lights on your house.
I mean, as much as I enjoyed the bit, or I had to sacrifice myself on a yearly basis.
Yeah, and again, Cinco, the first week in May was always known as Christmas light season, the third best time to buy your Christmas lights. Let me grab one more item.
All right, back into the box. I feel like this is the week we finally turn a profit. Okay. What you doing over there?
Really trying to find the real winner. All right.
All right. What do we got? What do we got
here? Hey, Steve.
Hey.
Do you like family moments?
Oh, I love them.
Do you want that picture-perfect commercial? You and the family laughing while you're baking holiday treats?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe seasonal treats?
This is holiday themed as well?
I don't think it's holiday themed, but I do see on the description Thanksgiving Day.
Okay.
What I have for you today...
Boy, we really bought this at the worst possible time.
We really did. Is the perfect gift for your Grammy.
Mine's dead. Both of them. So...
Hey, everyone out there.
Missed that by about 8 or 9 years.
You still got a Grammy kicking? Maybe you're the Grammy? Jesus. Got any non-dead grandparents? I feel like the wind got taken out of the sales sail there.
Oh, we're
Hey!
back. We're back.
Meals and Memories are open 24 hours in Grammy's Kitchen. Cakes, cookies, and pies. I know what you're thinking. Sure, that'd be a nice little wooden sign to maybe put in a kitchen as some decor. You know where else it'd be really good, Steve?
Where?
Wrapped around your waist in an apron.
The way you said that was very aggressive. Wrapped around your waist?
Tied around your neck. As an apron. That's right, Grammy's Kitchen's always open. As everybody knows, those smells, those memories from your non-dead grandparents, sharing the holiday spirit while you're cooking different baked goods from the 1960s. Now, Steve, I know you. You don't have any grandparents, as you talked about.
I mean, I do. They're just...
Oh, you do?
They're no longer with us.
Oh, sure.
I mean, I genetically, yes, I do have grandparents.
Let me rephrase, Steve. Now, Steve, I know you. You don't have any grandparents that are above sea level?
I mean, I'm not really sure where the cemeteries sit.
That's true. New Jersey, it might be like it might be below sea.
Could be close.
Could be close.
I mean, I got some in Arlington. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, I definitely have not checked the relation to sea level.
To sea level.
Yeah,
Like
I feel like we're getting sidetracked.
the dead grandparents really put a twist on that sales pitch.
Yeah.
But if you have one that is alive and you want to make her remember these times together, however fleeting they may be, we've got just a thing for you. For the next family photo, that next candid Polaroid that you want to take with a kid getting flour all over his hair, Grammy's laughing all the while she's wearing.
Oh, boy.
Her making memories. Open 24 hours, Grammy's Kitchen. Cakes, cookies, and pies. You know she'd love to be wearing that while you guys, while you're sitting on the couch nursing a hot toddy. She's watching your kid. You're telling her to keep it down because the football game's on. Right. Just think.
Yeah. So my kids obviously have their Grammys.
Yes.
Mine, dead.
At, below, or near sea level. I don't know, $10. Jesus. I'll ship it to you for $12. You want that in the...
I think you're really sleeping on the shipping costs. I mean...
I don't know, it's light enough. I could wedge this into a postal envelope.
We do have an inn at the post office.
Yeah, and...
all right,
I'll throw this piano heart in for another $5.
All right, one more?
One more, Steve, because we can't end on the sour note of your dead grandparents. Again, sea level TBD on those grave sites. So far, we've got quite a collection for you fine folks today. We've got that 38-piece Christmas garland. We've got that piano heart ornament. Doesn't have to be for a Christmas tree. Could be for your non-denominational June tree. As well as that apron for Grammy's Kitchen, open 24 hours a day. Again, while you're nursing a hot toddy, telling her to keep it down because the football game's on.
Oh, this is a nice one. Hold on, let me give a quick scan on the old app.
I am excited about this.
I want to make sure that
It's a different shape.
give this one the attention it deserves.
Man, I mean, I'm just looking at this from across the desk, Steve, and I can't believe someone returned this item.
I can't believe it either.
Because in terms of usefulness of the 3 items we've put on for sale so far today, this one would take the cake.
Kyle, I don't know about you, but I'm a firm believer that everything in life should be collapsible.
That's weird. Were you in the planning meetings for the World Trade Center?
Certain things have an asterisk next to them. That may be one.
That's right, folks.
Nope.
Oh, sorry, you're the sales pitch. That's right. This is yours.
Nope. Kyle, if I know you well enough, I know that you're a guy who loves index cards.
dog do I.
Specifically the 3x5s. You don't want to go 5x7 or 4x6.
Listen, if you're going to 5x7, just get glasses. Okay, get glasses and get down to the 3x5, you index card idiot.
But you've probably thought hundreds of times, man, I wish I had a place to store upwards of 1,100 index cards.
That's... You're not going to believe this, Steve. I had 1,050 index cards. And all of these other places are only selling 1,000 index card holders.
Well, not anymore. Because now you can store up to 1,100 index cards. You may use them as flashcards, helping your young boy learn the periodic table or something. But once those index cards are gone, you want to be able to collapse that box down so it tucks gently in a cabinet under a bed. Maybe use it to level out the coffee table if the foot's a little wobbly. So you can get the Snap and Store Index Card Holder Storage Box, collapsible organizer fit, box fits, 1,100 flashcards, business recipe, or note card 3x5, 1-pack black. How much would you pay for that?
Well, again, Steve, I'm sitting right now. I got 1,050 index cards loose around my house. I'd pay you probably $15 today for that.
Sold.
But for today,
I forgot my wallet.
For our listeners, I mean, assuredly, you'd cut them some type of deal on this 5x7 1,100 index card holder.
And look, what's that say right there in the red?
I'm thinking there's probably a lot left.
No, there's only one left in stock.
There's only
soon. Yeah, and we got one.
And we've got one of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just for today. Today only. You know something? I'll even throw in a bottle of nearly expired turmeric.
Turmeric tart cherry. You got a dog? You got any wild beasts that you want to feed turmeric tart cherry to?
$7.99.
$7.99. And again, you're telling me that collapses down?
It does. Yeah.
Anything else 5x7 that could fit in there?
No.
Got a handgun?
Nope.
Store
it securely.
Please, with a lock. And away from everybody.
Not in the collapsible index card box.
What if you need to save some space on your 5x7 index card collection?
Look, we're willing to do package deals. We're going to post pictures of all of the big deals that we have going on today.
Bargains everywhere, Steve. Bargains everywhere. Boy, this might be the only way we can get through Mystery Box 1 and 2 on our path to profitability. And again, we don't even have the box here of the 12 packages of Miniverse mini food.
I think you might have to send me some pictures and your description. I'm going to have to do some
How about this?
editorializing.
I currently have 2 pictures. I think one of the listing and one of the box.
You do a video too?
No.
Oh, come on, man.
Do I have to do a video?
Yeah, you got to put the video. Video bumps you up in the algorithm.
You know,
you send it to me. I'm gonna put it to the test to see if my high profile marketplace salesmanship can make a change, can make a difference.
Well, listen, you've got the gold star next to your name.
Yeah.
You know, your marketplace listings. You're at this point, you're a professional.
Currently, I have. Hold
on. Don't give away the total in Palette 2.0 because I think we don't have time today. So we need to do a full deep dive, a full-fledged investigation on how this is going. And more importantly, because I don't want to get too into the minutia next week on it, but I want to get your thoughts. Because, listen, that key in your brain, Steve, and I'm happy to say that I think it's constantly turning a little bit, right? You didn't just plug it in and say, me sell things, me do it again, me sell more things, right?
True.
You're thinking of ways, okay, what can I do differently if we get to Palette 3.0, what I whether it be grouping items, whether it be buying a different palette, whatever. I want to get more into that next week as we can get an update on Palette 2.0 next week. But this week, boy, do you have the music ready, Steve? It's been so stinking long that I have to update our polls from the last, 4 months.
Okay.
Time to see how wrong everyone else is. It's poll recap time. Find the polls at Steve and Kyle on Facebook and Twitter.
That's right. As our Twitter not winds down, but as we use it less frequently. Make sure to check out the Facebook. We're on Blue Sky. We're on Instagram as well. We try to make it as easy to get as possible, and the polls should be on Facebook and Twitter every week. Is there a difference between tough love and tough commentary? 50% said yes, 50% no. Was it Leonard or Skinner go boom boom in the mountains? We may have gone through these, by the way. I don't remember.
They're all new to me.
75% said Skinner went boom boom.
Oh, R.I.P.
Do you think you could catch 30 ducks with day-old bread in 1 hour? 79% of the audience said yeah.
Well, that's a duck every 2 minutes. That's tough.
I don't know. Give it a couple twirl. You get the crowd. Yeah. Is the duck lunchtime ceasefire a known thing? 64% of the audience said yes.
What?
Are we charcuterie guys? 63% of the audience have more faith than I do. They say yes. No, definitely not a charcuterie guy. Can a charcuterie board have bologna? That's not on the poll, but like in my head, I'm like, that's the difference between an actual charcuterie board and like a non-charcuterie person's charcuterie board. Bologna on the charcuterie board.
Hey, you got liverwurst on that thing?
Are you always fully naked on the scale?
Yes.
67% of the audience, I believe that was in reference to you said you weigh yourself
every day, fully naked.
67% of the audience.
I can't be held down by upwards of 1 pound of clothing. Right. No.
67% of the audience said yes. I don't know if I've weighed myself fully naked. I don't know if I ever have.
Boy, it's just like barfing. You take your shirt off. Weighing yourself, take your clothes off.
Weighing yourself, barfing. Always got to be nude. Is someone always in your way on the glute master? 88% of the audience said yes. Do you only go to Sacerioses to die?
I know what that's in reference
to. That's 85% of the audience said yes. That's the retirement community, obviously. Mm-hmm. Is one post-P weigh-in in Savannah, Georgia, a gentle arbiter?
What? Read that again?
Is one post-P weigh-in in Savannah, Georgia, a gentle arbiter? You must have taken a pee, weighed yourself on vacation in Savannah. 79% of the audience, though, said yeah.
Okay, good.
And we're scrolling. Okay, if you want to see the granddaddy of them all, can you sit down? 58% of the audience said yes. Well, you guys don't understand how to visit the granddaddies.
No.
Is 7:55 the cutoff for wanting to do stuff away from the house? 77% of the audience said yes. If you're leaving the house after that, you're doing it wrong.
Oh, boy.
Is Rocky Road still in the Mount Rushmore of ice cream? I'm not a Rocky Road guy, but I would have voted yes.
No, I don't think so. I think it's been replaced. Mount Rushmore, you only got 4 ahead. There's only 4,
but it's most of Mount Rushmore's history, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, is it so? Even though it's not my bag, would a Neapolitan be on the Mount Rushmore of ice cream?
Boy, we just don't have time for this debate.
70% of the audience said no, so they agree. It's been replaced. Can you tell the kids to go play on ice because Daddy's got spreadsheeting to do? This is back in February. Obviously, it's seasonally. 94% of the audience, Steve, said yes. Go tell them to go play on ice.
Play on ice.
Can you pump and dump or hawk to your podcast co-host? 69% of the audience said yes.
Hey, 69, yeah.
Said yes. Have you identified as a deodorant user most of your life? I don't know if this ever happened. 100% of the audience.
Whoa, we finally did
said
it.
Yes.
All right, put that on a shirt.
Can you still smell the rancid car years after a 12-hour road trip? 89% of the audience.
Yeah, that was in reference to Nikki's
stomach
issue.
89% of the audience said yes. And a memorable family trip for Steve.
Yes.
Is there a JD chat where S is left out?
Okay, I know that's Justin and Dustin, the neighbors across the street.
And you're left out.
I'm S. Yeah, I'm Steve.
60% of the audience said no. That should make you feel good.
Okay, yeah.
They think you're being included.
Right,
granted, most people voted when they didn't know what that meant, but that's not the point.
You know something, let the ends justify the means.
If you're still single at almost 40 and considering a singles cruise, should you just jump overboard? 77% of the audience said yes. So buy the ticket to go on the singles cruise, but once you get on, just leap over the railing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Is 24 too young to give up? 70% of the audience said no. Boy, we had some depressive polls there from people.
What was that in reference to? When was the? Okay, so that was like back in February.
This is February. It was sad.
Yeah, it's cold days, and yeah, there's lots of depression.
When you think of Annette, do you think turn and burn?
What?
63% of the audience said yes. Do you need hay bales for Sack Fest in June? 72% of the audience said yes. That must be coming up the cul-de-sac fest. So you guys are going to do where you're going to have a movie in June, right?
June?
Oh, my God.
That's
Oh,
right
my
on the
God.
corner.
There was a poster. Put that on the list. I need to ask you about that next week.
Okay.
Because you had a poster for this, this festival. And we haven't talked about it since, which is shocking. I need to get an update next week because I fear this may have gone the way of the siding. Do you like that much, people? 86% of the audience said no. Are you past 9-hour drives? 75% of the audience said yes. Was Mary chatting mania with Peter and Paul? 69% of the audience said yes. Are there only two options? Immaculate conception or pack your bags? 72% of the audience, pack your bags. Is Kyle just as invested in the pallet sales as Stephen and Nett? 80% of the audience said yes. I am. Been right here along with you. A lot of people would say I'm a silent third partner. Did Roman Hammerlick's family even want his jersey? 100% of the audience, second time today we're reading this, said no.
Oh, I thought for sure that they would be yes for the hammer.
Is the quickest way to humble yourself to put on a tank top? 96% of the audience said yes. Do you love talking about the eggs? 50% of the audience said yes.
StephenKyle.com/merch. That shirt is available. We love talking about the eggs.
Did the Pulse of America stop in 1992? 74% of the audience said yes. Do you ever want to go to your high school reunion? 78% of the audience said no. Is the bus lane at 6 p.m. a viable option? 63% of the audience said yes. Does the bus lane become a car lane if there's no cars? 65% of the audience said yes. Is it a win-win-win when you hop the bus lane? 79% of the audience said yes. I've never been proven more wrong than by our degenerate listeners agreeing with you on this.
Oh, man, I think about you every time I pull into that bus lane on Wednesday evenings.
Can T-Bone ever be the hero? 79% of the audience said yes, T-Bone can. Will no one think of the plight of the whistle-less? I think it's you and I, right? Ooh. It sounded like a breeze through a cracked window.
It's no good, though.
58% of the audience said no. You and I are on our own. Are there just months? Are there just mouths not meant to whistle? 81% of the audience said yes, as you found out.
Yeah.
Can you consider an apology? 94% of the audience said yes, so you don't have to accept it. You can only consider it. Okay. Now we're getting close here, Steve. Okay. Did Medea slap the ivories? 58% of the audience said yes, Medea did slap the ivories. Is there anything better than ordering packages for yourself while you're on vacation? 73% of the audience said no, there's nothing better.
Isn't it so great?
Come home to those boxes. No,
it's
it's like an extra vacation, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm back from vacation with stuff. If you can't read past G, is that your own fault? 90% of the audience said yes. Is the crust the nightcap? 53% of the audience said yes. Is the crust the second base of pizza? 53% of the audience said no. Do the majority of emergencies happen to people in chairs? 65% of the audience said yes. Yes, they do.
Okay.
Is parking in the bus lane a gray area? Came back to it 2 months later. 58% of the audience said no, it's not a gray area. Again, I've been beaten into submission because all of you buffoons out there agree with Steve that it's totally okay what's going on here.
Yeah, look, we did multiple polls about it.
Yes. Are there laws on private property? 62% of the audience said yes. Should Steve hand out snacks to other ballet parents? 70, I think you were trying to recruit by handing out snacks.
Yeah.
71% of the audience said yes. Does every 1980s chair have a little fart poof? 74% of the audience said yes. Okay, I think we're on, the last few weeks. Who had the better second album, Megadeth or Cannibal Corpse? 73% of the audience said Megadeth.
Okay.
Is 30 and over BMX specifically targeting Steve?
That's the group that I joined on Facebook, yeah.
Another third time today, in history, 100% of the audience said yes.
All right.
Is there a good rut for BMXing? 71% of the audience said yes. Because, of course, as you know, I mean, there's a good rut.
Yeah.
What is 10 a.m. in military time? 1000, 1000, or 1000? Do you know the answer? Do you know what it is?
I'm going to say 1,000.
I would have guessed 1000.
Yeah.
And that would have been the distant last place.
Oh, boy.
1000 with 72% of the audience. People looked at us and said, I can't believe these idiots don't know that.
No one's ever said 1000 before, except like idiot kids.
Yeah.
When they're learning to count.
Is noon 012 Nuno? 72% of the audience said no. Finally, on the last week.
What time we got 012 Nuno?
Is Steve the funny turkey or the hungry ham hock? 83% of the audience, Steve, said you're the hungry ham hock.
All right.
And finally, do you always dangle Tiny Tim the chimney sweep down to check the flu? 80% of the audience, as we know, that's how you're going to solve your chimney problem, which is why you can't solve your siding problem.
I know.
80% of the audience said yes.
This place is falling apart.
Just need to get a Tiny Tim and dangling down the flu. That is it.
Oh, boy.
For your 2025 in polls thus far.
Boy, so much I wanted to get to. I wanted to get to a 3D printing thing.
Oh, yeah. We got to talk 3D printing next week. We got to talk Sackfest next week.
I've hit a milestone.
I almost don't believe you. But I know it's to be true. Sackfest next week. Pallet sales next week. 3D printing next week. We could really run the gamut of old guys being losers if we talk BMXing again. No offense.
Look, I need you, when you leave here, I need you to, instead of making the left to head back towards your house, I need you to go straight. Second house in on the left, for sale. Just got a brand new roof put on the other day.
Yeah, we're in discussions, wife and I, about moving closer to Steve.
Question. When you're applying for the mortgage, do you have to approve your own mortgage? Do you get the opportunity to deny your own mortgage? Is it like a double blind thing where your application may come across your desk, but your name is and all your personal details have been blurred out? Imagine that if you got a notification from you saying that your mortgage had been declined because you're a loser. Do you need to take your stamps with you?
I have to go in the file and turn it to denied myself. As like the sad walk away Price is Right music from When You Lose plays.
Bum, 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 bum.
Like, call Katie. Hey, had to tell us no.
We didn't get approved because I denied me.
Ridiculous.
Is that how it works?
I mean, it might in this case. Yeah. I don't know what that house is going for. I don't know what the price point is.
All right. Well, I guess we'll find out next week. Because if you get approved, you'll be in that house in the next couple weeks, I think.
Yeah, I can see myself moving in the next 30 days.
All right. At Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky as well. We'll talk to you next week.
See you.